Hello, everyone. Wallakazoo, and welcome to episode 21 of SoundCheck, the music podcast. Well, you should really know this. I was thinking the other day, why do we introduce it when
just
people
because, this will be the first one that people click on if they're new to
Yeah, but
the
they've
site
clicked on it.
Yeah, but they might be doing it inquisitively. They might
That's
not know.
true.
So
Blind people use it. We're doing it for our blind listeners. Shout out to you. I'm doing a fist in the air. How are you, Sheldon?
I'm well, thank you. We've held it together all right this week in terms of like the entrance. But I was thinking,
I think we can hold our hands up and say last week was probably the worst episode
yeah,
we've ever produced.
I was listening back to it and like I apologise on behalf of me at the very least. But
My girlfriend said to me, "Babe, can I ask, why was Wallakazoo so funny?" And I was like, and then it struck me.
it isn't.
It's
not.
We completely deleted all of the context.
Yeah, true.
To that joke of why that was funny. So people would have
Yeah.
just been... If you did listen all the way through, we applaud you and thank you for your listening.
I mean, if you listened all the way through to that episode, you're gonna love the other episodes.
We've got so much to talk about this week. We're going to talk about the disastrous festivals that have happened last week. We're going to talk about the Mercury Music Prize. We've got a new showcase for you. And we're going to review Arcade Fire's Everything
Now.
Now.
But we're not going to review it now, but that's the album title.
That is the title of the album, not the instruction. So let's play a jingle and we'll talk about some shit.
Jingle, 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 jingle.
So, Jelly,
Yes.
we were sitting together in a Costa on Sunday. I said to you, have you heard about Why Not Festival? You said... yes.
It's very muddy. Why not?
What, on a scale of 1 to Fire Festival, how much of a disaster
I forgot
do you...
about Fire Festival. Oh, it's nowhere near Fire Festival, obviously, but...
It's been a bad year for festivals.
It's been a very bad year for festivals. I'd completely forgotten about Fire Festival. Why? For those listeners who don't know or are listening in the future and don't want to Google it, Why Not has been cancelled on the Sunday.
Oh, it was just a disaster all the way through.
It was a disaster all the way through. A lot of bands cancelled on the Friday. I think Vaccines were due to headline and they cancelled. Stereophonics did play.
Clean Bandit did a DJ set instead of a full band show.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So a lot of bands dropped out, but then the whole festival fell apart on the Sunday and they were like, everyone go home.
Apparently, now this isn't funny, but it did happen, okay? Right. Imagine being in a wheelchair at that festival. Bearing in mind that cars couldn't get out of the car park.
Right.
I saw some tweets being like, my partner's in a wheelchair, I'm getting no support from any of the stewards.
I heard the stewards were terrible.
Well, you would be, wouldn't you? Just like, I haven't been trained for how everything
But at the same
fell
time,
apart.
like they weren't even being proactive. But they were still looking for alcohol checks. So they were still like checking everyone to make sure they weren't trying to carry alcohol when they shouldn't be. This is based on Twitter hearsay, admittedly. But apparently they were putting more effort into finding, bootleg alcohol rather than trying to help people who are genuinely
It must
in
have been so weird. Like, 2 hours ago, so we're recording this on the 1st of August at 8 o'clock, Why Not Festival have said, we completely share your frustration and disappointment that we had to cancel the remainder of the festival on Sunday morning. We understand that you will want to know about refunds. Please know that this is priority number 1 and there will be information about this soon. Which makes me think, because they've mentioned Sunday morning, they're not going to give everyone a full refund.
No, I don't think so either.
Which is a bit shit, isn't it?
I think that might be because the other cancellations might have been on the act side rather than the festival side, so that's the card they might play. But usually when things like this happen, people will, like, if they can offer a refund, they will say, and they will know they can
I
do
imagine it's probably just going to be a what the insurers say.
Yeah.
We will give you this amount of money. It's like, that's not enough to refund everyone and make sure we don't make a huge loss. So this could be, potentially, the end of Why Not Festival.
They've said, admittedly this means nothing, they've said they will be here next year. But I've seen a lot of people say that they will not go back. It's a shame because it's sold out this year and the lineup was very good for the price it was.
I just can't believe. There's also a question of, do we have too many festivals in the UK anyway?
Yeah.
We have so many festivals in the UK. How do you not prepare for stuff like this?
How do you get it wrong?
Yeah.
Like on weather.
Surely you just go and like benchmark against other festivals. And
you see pictures of Glastonbury. I saw pictures of Glastonbury when it was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
And literally, like, there are tents where you can just see the tip of them poking out of the water and people like canoeing past them. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. That is literally a picture I've seen. And it's like, how can they not prepare for this? It's just a lot of mud.
And they were suggesting on the Sunday, we suggest you leave your car.
What? And come back and get it?
Just come and get back and get it another time.
Wow.
Which is bizarre.
How do you leave a car? Like, how do you... imagine a lot of people would travel for that. Like, how do you just leave... Oh, just leave that.
And there were also people who had, like, coaches booked for the Monday.
Right.
And we're like, oh, Sunday's cancelled. And they're like...
I haven't got a hotel or a
what
place to
the
stay.
fuck am I meant to do till Monday? Yeah.
Just stay in this field.
Yeah. So that was terrible.
Yeah.
And then to top it off as well, in Barcelona, Tomorrowland completely caught fire.
Is it Barcelona?
I believe so, yeah.
I thought it was Belgium.
It's all throughout.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure it was Barcelona.
Well, Tomorrowland caught fire, yeah. And the pictures as well. It's not like there was a fire.
It's like a blaze.
That is on fire. That is really on fire. Not as on fire as Boomtown was earlier in the year, where 80 cars were destroyed.
80 cars?
80
That's
cars.
got a terrible reputation, though.
It does, and it apparently was due to a lit cigarette being left somewhere.
In a big pool of fuel.
It could have been left in a car or something. But either way, terrible year for British festivals and all European festivals because Tomorrowland was on fire. But I know Tomorrowland wasn't called off, but 20,000 people were evacuated.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Again, how would you manage to have a massive festival like that?
And Tomorrowland is huge.
Yeah.
Like,
and
huge.
not be like, oh, we're going to have some pyros?
Yeah, there's nothing that'll go wrong with that. Like, no.
Oh, have you tested them? I suppose Barcelona and Spanish people just have never heard of health and safety ever in their life. Ever. I don't think. Like, hey, it's fine, eh? I don't know what accent that was, but we're going to say it was Spanish.
But yeah, bad years, bad times. But nothing on the scale of Fire Festival, nothing like that.
It just begs the question, what's going to happen with Festival at the end of the year? Or Reading? You're going to Reading?
I'm going to Reading, yeah. But I'm stewarding that, so naturally it'll be fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong with me stewarding
I think you're going to get around 2 hours into the first stewarding.
Did I tell you my shifts, by the way?
No.
Well, I've got my shifts back from Oxfam. I believe one of the people I'm like doing a shift partnership with has had them. I haven't been sent it yet, which is kind of worrying in a way, given that it's 3 weeks away and I don't know when I'm working. But Oxfam, if you're listening, sort that out. But also donate to Oxfam because they do good things. Me volunteering at Reading, I believe, supplies a well.
Right.
Some training, as in like education.
How?
Because I believe the way it works is that Reading pay Oxfam for stewards and Oxfam provide volunteers.
Ah, I'm with you, okay.
And a goat.
Oh, good.
Can
you name the goat?
I can't name. I will ask, actually. So my shifts, bear in mind the music is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That is correct, yeah. My shifts are Friday, 6:45 in the morning till 3.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's a good one to start
Yeah.
with, yeah. Won't be able to go out on the Thursday, though. Saturday,
Wow.
I've got an interesting shift of 2:45 in the afternoon until 11.
Okay, so...
Saturday's written off. Unless
Is that Kasabian?
That's Eminem, sadly.
Oh, not sad.
So I get to sadly see Kasabian. And the Sunday shift, I start at 10:45 p.m.
PM?
and finish at 7 in the morning.
Oh, that's shit. That's
Yeah.
the worst shift.
Apparently, it's the best one.
Why?
Because there's like less things happening on the Sunday now because they've got so much security on it.
Right, okay.
Because it used to be like awful.
I think I went to the last year that it was awful.
That was literally the last year. 2009 for reference.
Yeah, it was 2009. The sky was like a African sunset orange of just burning tents.
So yeah, if anything, it'll be entertaining if that happens. But I don't want any burning tents.
That will be an interesting. You should start a vlog.
I'll take the GoPro with me. It won't last the whole weekend, but I'll take it with me. I won't keep it in my tent. If you get any ideas, don't take that.
So, talking of, I'm going to go for a sweet segue here. Do you know who's playing Reading that's also up for the Mercury Music Prize?
I don't. Who is it?
Blossoms?
Blossoms, that is correct, yeah.
I assume they're playing Reading.
I think they're playing Reading.
I just guessed there. Mercury Music Prize. I was astounded on Sunday when I said, "Hey Sheldon, should we talk about the Mercury Music Prize on Tuesday?" And Sheldon was
I
like,
have a counterpoint to this.
"I don't know what that is."
Okay. But
What's your
carry
counterpoint?
on, carry on.
That is what I just can't believe you didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was. But you said Ed Sheeran wasn't up for it. And he is. He is. He's nominated.
not?
He is.
Is he?
Yeah. Of course he is. It's Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah, so he is. He won't win it.
No, he won't win it. I think Stormzy will win it, personally.
I don't.
Are there any surprises of omissions or inclusions?
It just made me realise how shit the albums have been this year.
Alt J are on this, and their album was terrible.
I didn't even listen to it.
I wouldn't. Like, you're already having a better time than I have, and I listened to it.
I'll take Sampha's gonna win.
You think Sampha?
Yeah.
I'm torn between Sampha and Stormzy.
That album's amazing.
I think Curveball. I may not be saying this correctly, but his album's very good. Loyal Kana,
Yeah.
very good album.
I haven't listened to it,
I
but I will
highly
listen
recommend it.
Oh, okay.
And I think it wouldn't be a bad thing if you won.
I've met Loyal Kana.
Have you? When was that?
When I worked at Stand and Calling
yeah.
last year.
It's always like spoken word, that album.
Yes.
At times. Very good. I'd like the XX to win, but that's not going to happen, is it?
Well, just the only thing with the Mercury, that the biggest artist never wins, so you just write off Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, that's what I always think. Like, he's just there as like an honourable
Stormzy's got
mention.
too much hype as well, I think. So, for example, Alt J have won it before.
I'm quite surprised Jay Huss is on there, personally.
Have you listened to that?
Yeah, I
album?
didn't really like it that
I'll
much.
be honest.
Personally.
Not trying to offend anyone here. I don't think it's for us.
Right, okay.
And that's fine, I think.
I listened to it and it didn't grab me, but...
Because I follow a lot of people who work in like grime and like urban music and stuff on Twitter, and they all fucking love it. Like, it's like him and Stormzy are the second coming, and that just made me realise this music's probably not for me as a middle class white guy, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes things don't translate, and I don't understand what a boof daddy is. Do you know what a boof daddy is?
I have no idea.
Boof
Is
daddy.
it nothing related to Shia LaBeouf?
Maybe. Maybe that's what he gets people to call him whilst fornicating.
Buff Daddy.
Call me Buff Daddy. And then Jay Huss was fornicating with Shia
If
LaBeouf.
I meet Shia LaBeouf, I'm going to address him as Buff Daddy.
Buff Daddy. I just don't know what that is. I did, however, was listening to my music in my car on shuffle, and one of his songs came on, and I was like, okay, maybe this is a tune.
Jay Huss.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I should like him because there's an artist called Joey Badass who is in like a similar kind of vein.
Once told you about Joey Badass,
Did you?
and you refused to listen to him
Because
because
his
of
name
his
is
name.
Joey Badass.
Yeah.
I take that back because his album's very good.
I said, Sheldon, have you ever listened to this? And you went, terrible name, no.
It is a terrible name. I
Well-
stand by it. I do stand by that point.
Do you know, that
But I
must have been
should've
about
listened.
5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But his new album's very good.
Yeah.
Would recommend.
Hot take. So, who are you saying is going to win?
I'm saying...
Shall we go through the list? Let's go
yeah,
through
we'll
the
go through
list.
this. So, Alt J...
Relaxer.
Relaxer. Can I say the artist you say the
Yeah,
albums?
can do.
Blossoms.
Blossoms.
Nice. Dinosaur. I've never heard of
No,
Dinosaur.
nor I.
That was quite... There's always artists on here. I'm like, how have I missed that?
Well, because they've got to be... The problem is with the Mercury, there's like 12 people on the panel, and I think 5 of them are from like Radio 1 and 1
Yeah.
Extra. And then there are other people from other, mainly BBC-related
Right.
journalists. And I just think, why do they... There needs to be a bigger panel. It needs to be like the NBA MVP vote, where all
the
like
players?
it's all press people get a vote.
Right. Let's see.
And then it would be like a proper this person should win.
Rather than like the BBC Awards. If
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on the panel. But
It always seems to me to be like, oh, the obscure music award.
Yeah.
But Skepta won last year, so I suppose that's not strictly true.
what's Dinosaur's album?
That is called Together as One.
Interesting.
Maybe we should listen to that.
I thought that was While She Sleeps album. As You Are We. It's the same thing, same sentiment. Ed Sheeran,
Divide.
Glass Animals,
How to Be a Human Being.
J Hus,
Common Sense, Buff Daddy.
Kate Tempest. Again, not heard of Kate Tempest.
Haven't you?
No, maybe
Is
I have.
Kate Tempest, I think she's spoken word, isn't she?
Is she?
Alexa, play Kate Tempest.
I can't find songs by Kate Tempest.
Oh, that's
Oh, she got the name though. That's fair play, Alexa. You did try.
Alexa, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Alexa,
Ha-
shut up. Kate Tempest, I think she's spoken word.
Okay,
I think.
right. We'll give her. I'll check her out. What's her album?
Let them
It's
eat
not-
chaos.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Quite like that. Loyal Carner,
Yesterday's gone.
Sampha.
Process. That's
Storm-
going to win. That's
You
my
think
tip.
That's your
Yeah.
tip. Stormzy, which I'm going for, like just because.
Gang Signs and Prayers.
Big Moon. Again, I don't think I've heard of them.
They are a 4-piece Welsh girl band,
Oh, interesting.
rock band.
Would I like them?
I find them a tad dull. A tad dull, if I'm honest.
I would love them to win now, but
Why?
because you made the claim for Sampha, it's like Tad Dull wins.
Well, yeah,
And
but
then
that wouldn't surprise
I want
me.
them to name their next album a Tad Dull, as well.
That their album is Love in the Fourth Dimension.
Okay. And the XX, who were they the first album we reviewed?
I
this
see
year?
you.
I see you.
Were they the?
I think they were.
Yeah, potentially.
I've listened to the album a lot since then.
Have you?
I think I enjoy it more.
I was thinking about all the albums that we reviewed,
Yes.
and I was like, apart from Lord Atlantis, and maybe a bit Paramore, I haven't really gone back to any of them.
The XX and Paramore are the only two I've gone back to, really.
What about Wash Your Sleeps?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, ever since...
That's what I'm saying.
But then I had a semi-negative experience seeing them, which kind of put me off a bit.
Oh, right, okay. That's
and
fair.
that can happen, can't it? So
I'm
I will
telling
get
you.
back into that.
We have a serious problem with there being no phenomenal albums this year.
I would agree with that.
Last year, we had Chance the Rapper, Kanye, Life of Pablo.
They were all by midpoint in the year,
yeah,
weren't they, as well?
1975.
That was, yeah. Both our albums of the
Yeah.
year.
So, just naming three, I think universally accepted, like, great albums, potentially classic albums.
And the only classic we've had this year is the Chainsmokers.
Well, yes. But they're in a different level.
Yeah, you
So-
can't really count them. It's not really fair, is it?
yeah.
It's like the Harlem Globetrotters. They just don't play in the same league, do they? Speaking of album reviews, we have Arcade Fire this week.
But we're not doing that now.
We're not.
No.
But we got that later in the
Yeah,
episode.
what a tease. I was going to say, Sheldon, you're doing a tease.
Getting good at this.
Let's play a jingle and then we'll play a song.
So Cameron, what band have you got for us today? Me and the listeners.
Do it again. Do something.
Cameron, you've got a new band for us this week. That's disgusting. Cameron's showing me his toe.
And crusty.
Oh, that's horrible.
And this is a crusty blister.
We're not being a very good advert for your new band here.
Crusty blister. Yeah, we're doing showcase, SoundCheck showcase. This band are well good. They're so good. Hugh Stevens knew I was going to have them on the podcast and did a session with them yesterday.
Yesterday, I saw that. I was like, thank you.
This band are called Yanaka.
I always thought they
doing
were like
this bit again.
Yakana. I don't know why. Like when I was saving the artwork and stuff, I was like, oh, Yakana sounds better, but Yanaka's fine too. But like Yanaka's like sounds like northern slang. Oh, Yanaka, are you?
Yanaka are a 4-piece band from Brighton.
A country being England.
What?
Did you say they're from a different country?
No.
Oh, I see. A county?
Brighton's not a county.
It's in a county, though, isn't it? It has to be in a county.
Yes, it's in Sussex.
Is it?
I think so. I think that's where Brighton is.
Where's Hove?
Brighton.
I can't find any enabled video skills.
Shut
Go
up.
to the music, TV, and books section of the
Oh,
Alexa.
fucking hell. Let's just
We can
start.
have it co-hosted
Video
with Alexa.
whatever you want, and then link your account and complete setup.
Alexa, kill yourself.
Well, thanks for the feedback.
Have you seen what the Siri Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
What,
I just think, I don't know.
what's your beef
Right.
with it?
I just think I have beef with Siri in
Why?
general. Because it's just like, things like that. It's like, oh, look at this little trick
Does
you can
your
do.
Hey Siri work?
No, I have it, so you hold it down.
Why don't you have Hey Siri as well?
Because then I could just go, hey Siri, to your phone, and it would do it, and I'd live in fear of that.
Hey Siri.
Yours also didn't work.
So temperamental. Right, let's so SoundCheck showcase this week is a band from Brighton called Unaka. There are 4 members of Unaka, and they are Teresa Jarvis on vocals, George Edwards on guitar,
In the blue corner.
Alex Crosby on bass and keys, and Robert Mason. Oh, I just slapped myself. Playing the drums. They describe themselves as dark alt pop rock, and
It's a lot of words.
if you aren't a keen radio listener, they were on Hugh Stevens' nighttime show doing an old session for him and playing this song we're about to play for you. So I'm going to play it for Sheldon. Have you listened to them?
I've listened to them, yes. The 3 songs they have on Spotify. I've listened to them.
So they've only got about 1,000 followers, so they fit into our criterion. And this is Ignorance by...
Crack my heart, whisper dread, tainted style. My skin is not thick, a wounded past, but trust in this. You should know, ignorance is not blessed to me. Ignorance is not blessed to me. Ignorance is not blessed to me. Ignorance is not blessed. Enter me, but hold your breath. I won't be held responsible for one's death. I can't believe I'm in this mess. I can't stay here. Ignorance is not blessed to me. Ignorance is not blessed to me. Ignorance is not blessed to me. Ignorance is not blessed to
Pause. Wallakazoo. That was Yanaka with Ignorance. Shelley, give your opinions.
I'm a big fan. Big fan of them.
They're good, aren't
Yeah,
they?
I always think some of their other tracks, I can't remember what they're called, not Ignorance, but they've got very, I always thought Royal Blood-esque guitars, like they're quite heavy. And I think that sounds kind of making a bit of a comeback at the moment. I really
Wouldn't
like
Want to
that.
Be You and Drongo are the other two songs.
I believe it might be Drongo. Or I think they might both have quite
I
heavy
think
guitars.
the three of them do. I just think they fit in quite nicely. I think in the guitar
definitely,
scene that there's not really they're a bit wall fallacy, but you're probably only saying that because there's a female front lady.
Definitely. And I think on that note though, I think we've definitely seen it just from the bands that we've had on SoundCheck Showcase, more female fronted bands, or like bands with females getting to the forefront now.
Yeah.
Which has obviously been a big issue in terms of like festival lineups and bands making
Well, the
it.
thing about the last decade of we've been going to gigs, probably the only band we've seen with a female, and it's Paramore.
Fickle Friends, Wolf Alice.
I mean,
Marmosets.
not including like this year.
Oh, I see. Yeah, generally they're the biggest female fronted band, definitely. But and obviously it'd be like 90%
Where
male.
are Marmosets gone?
Marmosets vanished like off the face of the earth. They I think they might have a new album out later this year.
Were they siblings or were they going out?
I believe there's siblings in there.
Aren't the two sets?
Yeah, I'm not sure to be honest, but there is
I
at
think
least
there were
one
two
set of siblings.
I think there were two sets.
Right.
Try and name me another band with two sets of siblings.
Kings of Leon.
No, that's three brothers and one cousin.
Well, there are two sets and three brothers.
There's not. There's one set of siblings.
Because there's one brother.
No, because they're all the same siblings.
Yeah, but there's three sets within that set.
No, so you got three. No, you got one set of three, and then a cousin.
Right. I think I've got three sets in there. Because if there's three brothers, then there's three sets.
No, because they're all from the same family.
Okay, for what there's two families in Marmosets.
Yeah, two different sets of siblings. Yeah.
Interesting. Another group with that. Will I hate myself for not getting it?
Disclaimer: I don't know the answer.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was going to think something like Good Charlotte or something like that might have one that you don't know about.
Yeah, maybe.
Apart from the Maddens. But I expected you to have an answer then.
No,
if I'm
sorry.
honest.
Sorry, that's disappointing.
Well, it's quite disappointing.
So, Yanaka, definitely go check them out. They are, I believe their handle on Twitter is We Are Yanaka. I believe. I will check. Yeah, We Are Yanaka. And that, for spelling police, is Yonaka.
Yunaka, I hardly know her. They play any shows this year?
Yeah, props.
Probably.
Probably. Google it.
Enemy called them a very exciting, exhilarating new band, actually.
I think that's quite true.
Very apt.
Thank you very much to Yanaka for letting us play that. We appreciate it. If you're in a new band and want us to play your music, then tweet us at SoundCheck PC.
What's our criteria for followers? Because you have to. It's very
Under
strict.
5,000 followers.
Under 5,000.
I feel like if anyone's reaching out to us to
And
play
if you have
music,
more than that, you have to delete followers and
or
apologise to them.
post a nude with SoundCheck written on your body. Only if you're over 18 and only with your parents' consent. Even if you're over 18. Jingle, 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 jingle. So, Shelley, it's finally come. We've been teasing it all the way through this episode.
Biggest segment of the year.
Arcade Fire, Everything Now. Is it the dullest album you've ever listened to?
No, it isn't.
Because you've listened to the Chainsmokers.
I was going to say that. I've listened to the Chainsmokers. I expected... I don't know what you thought of Arcade Fire previously. This is their fifth album now.
I have always heard of it, Arcade Fire.
But never delved.
But I just thought, do I need to bother?
They've been very big for a long time.
They have. I've never really got it.
No, I've never got it either. Like, I've never understood why they're so big.
I
So I've
feel
never
like
rated
we've got different opinions on this album.
Yeah, well, okay, go on.
I think it's one of the worst. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just so boring.
I went into this album expecting to hate it.
Right.
and I did hate it for the first half of the album.
Right.
And then the last, I think, 4 songs, I enjoyed.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
I got so bored I turned it off.
Oh, okay, that's all right. So I think it's very cliche at times.
You can't say,
but-
though, you
okay.
can't say that you liked an album if you only like the last...
I didn't like it. As an album, I did not like it. Because
Okay.
I what I was going to say is, if they had made an album based off the last 4 songs...
Right, which they didn't.
Which they didn't. I would have liked that album, but they didn't do it. And I hated the first, 6 songs.
Oh, they're
So,
shit. They are...
First of all, right, who starts an album with Everything Now continued? Who starts an album with that? And
Well,
then
it's
ends
been-
it with that?
And then the next song is just called Everything Now.
I know, it's not continued then, is it?
But I think that's why they've done it.
But then it's such a
ironic.
cliche album, because say Everything Now is clearly about in my opinion what they think about society. People want everything now, because there's a song halfway through called Infinite Content.
That
which
was
to
the
me-
song I liked.
I hated
Did
that
you?
song. Yeah,
I only liked it because I just liked the line.
Infinite Content.
Yeah, infinite content. We're infinitely content.
Yeah, so that's
I
an
quite
okay.
like
I
that.
kind of like that, but then I hated the way they were delivering it. But then if taking that, there's a song. The song after Infinite Content is also called Infinite Content, with an underscore between the infinite and the content.
Is
and
it?
and I didn't mind that song at all. It almost sounded a bit like the Postal Service to me at times, and I was like, you know what, I could get into this.
I just thought, I think throughout I was like, it's the... Apart from maybe the Chainsmokers, I've never known an album since we've been doing this podcast flatline all the way through. There's absolutely no journey.
Right. To me, it's similar to Chainsmokers. I found it very dull, but it was a boring mess for me. At the same time, Chainsmokers, I could have Chainsmokers on in the background and it wouldn't bother me.
No,
With
I
this.
just meant in terms of it started at a level
Yeah.
and then it just stays at... There's no up and down. There's no...
So to me, there's there's a song called "Put Your Money on Me" at the end, which I actually like. I enjoyed that song.
that one's okay. Yeah.
And "We Don't Deserve Love." Those are the last 2 songs on the album which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
But apart
I
from
must
that,
have listened all the way through, but-
Everything. There's a song called "Electric Blue" which I enjoyed. The sound that it could have been a Crystal Castle song. So at the time I was listening, what is this doing on this album? What? Why is this here? As I mentioned, it just felt like such a mess, and then a boring mess that I didn't want to listen to. It gave me a headache listening to.
I was really upset because I was listening to it, being like, I don't think this is very good. And then I was listening to the Radio 1 the other day, and Greg James was gushing about the album.
Does he have to gush about the album?
Well, not necessarily. You don't have to talk. But then it turns out they're in a session for Annie Mac tomorrow.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's
There
why.
we go.
And it made me a bit sad. I was like, oh, they're brilliant. Oh, it's so good. And it's apparently a lot poppier than the rest of the album. The
I
albums
feel
have
like
done.
I can hear that, because I think I listened to The Suburbs and that was very arty, and I didn't really get that. Maybe I feel like I was too young at the time when it came out or something. But a lot of times in this album when I was listening to it, having admittedly not being too familiar with Arcade Fire, I was thinking, are they trying to do a pop song here? Is this them trying to do a catchy chorus? Because it's not really working. I just I don't think his voice suits that very much.
Sort of, when you listen to it, it's sort of what is the point? What's the point of this album?
Yeah, it's this isn't radio friendly enough to be big.
It doesn't really have a message.
But I'm listening I don't know anyone who really enjoys Arcade. I've never met someone who loves Arcade Fire.
Doesn't Callum love Arcade Fire?
I think he likes Arcade
Shall we
Fire. I
ring
don't know
Callum?
yeah, we can ring Callum. Cut this for a sec. If we ring him, Callum, do you like Arcade Fire? And then if he says yes or no, just whatever he says, just hang up.
Oh no, not really. But... It's ringing.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Did that ever happen where they didn't answer?
No, because I think they're around the corner.
Okay.
Let's try Tom.
Tom might like Arcade Fire.
Why do all our friends hate
I
us?
hate talking on the phone, personally.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
It's me and Sheldon.
You alright, Tom? How's it going?
We're recording the podcast. We just wanted to ask you a question. Do you like Arcade Fire?
Do I like Arcade Fire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, so Tom likes Arcade Fire. So we found someone who likes Arcade Fire.
We should probably ask him why he likes Arcade Fire. He might ring back.
He might ring back. That's but
So, I think we'll